Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I wanted to talk today about happiness and about how happiness must be a choice. And something profound came to me the other day as I was pondering actually this very topic. And I was thinking about happiness and what it really truly means to be happy in life and how does one accomplish being happy. And what I really came to and what Spirit showed me was that happiness is something that you have to give yourself permission to be. So oftentimes when we encounter, many difficulties in our lives, when we encounter a lot of hardship, when we encounter a lot of things that, really make us unhappy, we can get lost. We can get lost in this process of life and we can get lost in and very accustomed to these feelings of unhappiness, these feelings of self-doubt, of not having enough. We tend to extremely focus also at the same time on all of the things that are not working out in our life. And something I noticed for myself is that if I want to accomplish more or to be more productive and not even productive in the sense of work, but just in my life in general, if I want to feel like I'm progressing more, then I must be able to choose happiness as an emotion throughout my days. And the thoughts are really what control or dominate that. And really, it's what kind of thoughts, and I've made videos about thoughts and what's on repeat, what are you constantly noticing that keeps replaying in your mind. And I noticed how incredibly ingrained certain thoughts have become for me and how repetitive, and I will just keep cycling through the same thoughts that actually generate feelings of unhappiness and feelings of lack within me. And so really paying attention to the thoughts is one thing, yes, but it's also about genuinely choosing and giving yourself permission to be happy. And I recognized how many times I have not given myself permission to be happy. And I didn't because I was always so afraid that if I did, that, there was always this feeling of reservation within me. There was always this feeling of, but when is the other shoe going to drop? And so if you're someone who's kind of stuck in that cycle, you're going to have a really hard time actually cultivating happiness and true joy in your life on a daily basis. And it's the daily basis that is the point here, because your daily life is your life. That is what makes up your life. So if you don't know how to generate that happiness, even without the stuff, even without the money, even without the partner or the love or the friends or the job or the whatever that you're seeking, like if we don't learn how to cultivate that happiness within ourselves, then we can't get the job, we can't get the love, we can't get all of the different things, the money, the what fame, I don't know, like whatever it is that you're desiring to have. So there's just such a deep recognition within me of how incredibly important it is for me to just really enjoy each present moment and to notice like the little miracles in my life continuously. And the more that I notice these little miracles, the more that generates happiness for me. The more that it allows me to see how beautiful the unknown is. Because the other thing I noticed that had a connection to my unhappiness was the unknown, just this incredible fear of the unknown and being so worried that what if the unknown isn't what I expect it to be? What if the unknown doesn't turn out the way that I want it to be? And these are illusions. These are just what ifs. And what ifs are always, BS, because the what if doesn't matter. You create the what if. You actually create the outcome of your experiences, but not by asking yourself, well, what if the other shoe drops? Because if you continuously focus on that, then there always will be a manifestation of the other shoe dropping. Always. And I know this from personal experience. I've done this enough times in my life to know now and to see that it's literally just a cycle that I've been stuck in. It's a loop that you can go around and around in for your whole lifetime, like if you're not aware, because your thoughts and the way that we think are constantly getting ingrained, right? They're saying neural pathways are constantly being created with the thoughts that we're having. So it was very, very important to always reach for that better feeling thought within myself and to bring myself back into joy. And I noticed for myself that I think I've spent probably a good, 35 or more years of my life in this continuous state of just sort of meh. You know what I mean? Have you ever experienced meh, where you're not unhappy per se, but you're not happy either? It's just, everything's just kind of meh. It just sort of is what it is, right? And I noticed that I was really, really used to that. And I was really, even yesterday, I observed myself as I was at the beach with the kids, and I'm sitting there and I was just like feeling like meh. And I'm like, why do I have this sort of general disposition within me right now? What is causing this? And all of a sudden I started to kind of just tune in. What am I thinking right now? What thoughts was I just having? And as I tuned into that more and more, it was like a viscerally felt shift that just happened all of a sudden within me. The moment that I decided that I was going to focus on a feeling of happiness. And I know this all might sound, whatever, like repetitive, and something that maybe you've heard before, but simultaneously, this is something that we really don't give much thought to. Most of us don't think about why we are unhappy, and most of us don't actually realize why we are unhappy. We think that we are unhappy because of our outer circumstances, because of things not going the way that we planned or hoped or dreamed. We label it, we project that meh, that pessimistic sort of attitude onto so many areas of our lives and so many things that happen in our lives. And it's like we decide sort of what kind of a quality we're going to give it. And I'm realizing within myself that if I constantly have choice, and if all I ever have is this present moment, then in this present moment, I can continuously choose to pay attention to how I am feeling. And the more that I pay attention to how I'm feeling, and the more that I'm tuning into that, the more that I can see how so many of my feelings and so many different things and thoughts and stuff have been on this autopilot. It's just neural pathways that literally have forged themselves through my brain because of thinking and feeling and always having this expectation of the other shoe dropping. So as I'm elevating out of that energy, and as I'm leaving that another layer of myself behind, I'm more and more rising and reaching up for that higher level of life, that higher quality of life. And it just makes me want to really experience every single moment in the present moment and being here and right now and right in this second, and not allowing my brain to like go off into the future too far, or to be, looking back. I look back actually significantly less. That's something that I've noticed, that I've broken this cycle within my own brain of constantly looking back at the past, looking back at past mistakes, looking back at past mistakes of others or how others have wronged me. And now that I don't choose to focus on those things because I've put them behind me, I've healed them, I've transmuted that energy within me, I can really see how now it's just a matter of, okay, I'm sort of in like this neutral zone, in this kind of void. Oh my God, there's a baby bunny. So cute. And the void that I'm in right now is sort of this spaciousness that is allowing me to really tune in to myself, to really see how I operate and how I function on a daily basis. And the more that I'm doing it, the more that I'm getting used to doing it, and the more that I'm enjoying it. So I'm really, instead of judging myself now for the things that I'm not doing or not thinking right or whatever, now I'm actually just tuning in and I'm enjoying the process of recognizing, like, oh, cool. Okay. I just saw that. I just caught that. And now I'm going to shift out of it. Like I said, like at the beach yesterday, it was literally just a thought, an awareness in that moment of like, how can I be happier in this moment? And just because I asked myself that question, I instantly switched gears. I instantly went into that happier me, into that happier version of myself. And it was so bizarre because it really changed the entire rest of the experience for me with the kids yesterday. And we had a blast. And I actually went into the water and swam. Um, and that's a big deal for me because I am quite afraid of the water. Not the water itself. I'm afraid of the depth and I'm afraid of the darkness. There's some kind of weird, deep-seated fear that I have about that, and I was just able to really overcome it. It was a little bit there, like I could feel it, but I didn't go in too far. I went in about 10 feet off the shore. That's it. And that was great. And it was perfect. And it was just this wonderful feeling of, oh my God, I'm simultaneously overcoming my fear because and it was easier. Like it was more effortless to overcome my fear because I was in this higher state of mind, because I felt joyful and happy and chose to focus on that in the moment. So choose the happiness, allow it to be, allow yourself to feel that happiness. And that allowing really comes from a place of knowing your worth and knowing that you deserve to be happy and that God wants nothing more for you than for you to be happy, to feel connected, to feel like you're really living with purpose. And if that and nothing else is your purpose, but just to embody happiness on this planet at this time, think about how powerful that is. And think about how we can collectively raise the frequency of this planet by choosing to focus on happiness, despite not having everything perfect, despite not having everything in order and everything figured out. We can always choose that happiness because that choice is yours and you are free to choose that in any given moment. So cultivate that happiness within yourselves and choose to feel it, even if things aren't, like I said, aligned to the way that you would like them to be. Because the more that you can be in that energy and in that space of joy and experiencing it and really feeling it and just relaxing into the moment, the more that you're going to actually manifest all of the things that you have desired. Because that joy is what attracts, that is what makes you magnetic. It's what makes you absolutely bright and shiny and attractive to so many opportunities and potentials. So choose happiness. That is my Friday message for this weekend for all of you out there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Like and subscribe if you want to. This little bug wants to fly in my eyeball right now. If you want to join this awesome community here. And I will see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful, happy weekend.